When you hear the name Van Gogh, what's the first thing you think of? Is it the beautiful starry night, or the bold colors you remember seeing at a museum when you were a kid? What you probably don't know is that behind the paintings was a brilliant yet depressed man who left behind a great legacy. Vincent van Gogh was born on March 30th, 1853, in the Netherlands. It is said that he got his artistic outlook on life from his mother, an artist, and his uncle, who was an art dealer. At the age of 15, Van Gogh, his family short on money, was forced to work with his uncle. In 1873, Vincent was transferred to an art gallery in London. There he grew an immense appreciation for English culture, studying both art and literature. He fell in love with a woman named Eugene Lawyer, who, after he offered it, refused his hand in marriage, leaving Van Gogh heartbroken. After his heartbreak, Van Gogh traveled to many different places, devoting his life to God. But wherever he went, people didn't seem to like him. Congregations threw him out, and theology schools wouldn't accept him. So, in 1880, Vincent moved to Brussels in order to become an artist. He was supported financially by his brother Theo, who was also an art dealer. Things went well for a while, but then he started falling in love with helpless women again, becoming depressed. In 1882, Theo threatened to cut off his brother's money if he didn't change his ways. After living nomadically for a while, Van Gogh, in 1886, moved to Paris to join his brother. There he gained more inspiration for his art and moved to Arles in southern France to paint. It was there that Vincent moved into his famous Little Yellow House, but he was on the decline. He didn't eat much, spending his money on paint rather than nourishment. He felt sick all the time, but continued to paint. He took comfort in painting and devoted all of his time to his artwork. His health, however, physical and mental, began deteriorating. Knowing his brother to be depressed, Theo sent doctors to help Vincent, but he would always fight with the doctors, and one night cut his own ear off after an argument with one. He was then hospitalized for blood loss and seizures on and off for months, until he was taken in by Dr. Paul Gatchett, living in Auvers. Van Gogh continued on the decline, believing that his brother wasn't interested in him anymore, and on July 29, 1890, he shot himself in the chest in a field nearby where he lived. He died days later in his brother's arm from the wound. It was a tragic end to a deeply depressed man. Theo died months later, and it was up to his wife, Johanna, to remember both of them. She collected as many of Vincent's paintings as she could, but many were wrecked or destroyed, some by Van Gogh himself. It wasn't until after his death that Van Gogh's works became popular. Most people don't know of his terrible life, yet it was through his sadness that he was able to see a certain beauty in the world. Many call him the tormented genius. Vincent van Gogh is considered the greatest Dutch painter, with his more than 2,100 pieces. His works are cherished and displayed all over the world, but unfortunately he will never know that. He was a great man who suffered much, but through his sufferings and art, we see his soul.